Hello, this is Will from JourneyWallStreet.blogspot.com. I'm here for the trade reviews for trades made on June 7th, 2012. Well, as I mentioned in my blog post, had I stopped the day right here, it would have been probably the best use of my time. I was up early in LULU, then I just gave that all back and off of pretty bad trades, and then coach, I tried to make some plays, it just didn't work. But then that turned into that, and this was just ridiculous. I knew I wasn't seeing the market well already at this point, but I just kept going. So that made it a little tough for today. So let's just go to the trades. First, let's start with PLL. So this was one of the weak stocks today, and it was a fairly simple trade. I was looking at the 13-minute, and it gapped lower, and I was looking at this area right here as a potential EMA resistance play. And I kind of liked it. I thought my stop was okay, just above this wick here. This wick here, I mean. And the problem was, once it triggered my stop, I got a ton of slippage. So instead of risking like $30 like I originally intended to, I lost 70. So I still didn't hate this trade. I liked it because it was a EMA resistance play. Maybe it wouldn't work, but it was weak, came up, and it happens. But I did not mind this play at all. So in my early trades of LULU, I tried to get in on this short. I think this short here, because of the EMAs, but my risk parameters weren't that great, and I got stopped out. But once I did get stopped out, I got some more information. I knew that this area offered some resistance. Actually, what was I looking at? I think I was looking at the 5. Was it the 5? No, it was not the 5. Yeah, it was the 13. It was this. So that thing kind of screwed me up. Okay, it was actually had the wrong timestamp on, so it kind of skewed my my EMAs. Okay, this looks much more like what I was seeing this morning. So I wanted to do an EMA type of short because it caught up here. I tried to short this retest, and I got stopped out here. Then when it did it again, that's when I did another short with a stop above that wick, and that trade worked out great. I started to cover immediately at the hole, and I tried to cover the rest around I believe it was 63, but I never got filled, so I just kind of covered on the way up, and boom, I made my money on this trade. Then I tried to get fancy, and I reshorted this area down here. It worked initially, then it stopped me out, and yeah, and then later on I just did terrible trades. I tried to get in long on the breakout up here, and that thing failed. I tried to get in long on the retest of the 50 level. Where was it? Down here. That thing failed, and after this trade I should have been done with this stock because it was kind of hard, and plus the EMAs changed, and it was no longer the reason why I got in because it was trading below this EMA, and I just forced too many trades, and it was just ridiculous. Another trade I had was in coach. So this thing kind of faked me out. What I was looking for was a pullback play, and what I saw was here how it was using the EMAs as resistance, and then here was a 5-minute inside bar. So I thought, okay, this was a great opportunity to get short. So I shorted some because of the EMAs, and then I shorted some because of the breakout of the 5-minute bar, and it worked immediately. And then it came roaring back, and I didn't really have a plan to get long above, which would have been a great move, but that play it took a chunk out of my gains, and maybe this led me into trading LULU the way I did. But if you really think about it, I mean, sorry, my dog is playing with his toy in his background, so that's the squeaking noise. But I kind of did what I wanted it to do, right? I mean, it was obviously super weak off the open, super weak. It pulled up and pulled back and used the EMAs as resistance. It was able to push through the slow one, caught up, and then right here when it looked like it was going to fail this EMA, I got short. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, especially with a 5-minute inside bar here and a potential pullback play to the downside. So really, I was risking this much. I was risking this much to potentially gain like maybe a retest of the lows. So I did not hate this trade. I just kind of I should have done more analysis. I should have waited maybe this crossover right here on top of this continued maybe inside bar right here. Maybe these things would have gave me hints and clues to think long on this stock instead of just moving on from it. So it's just little things like that I really need to analyze the entire big picture. And I did the same thing with Netflix yesterday, where I was playing the mean reversion trade. I think it was here, and I just didn't have a plan for the up move. Instead, I was kind of banking on this down move. I wasn't mentally agile. Oh, sorry, it wasn't there, but it you know what? It looked just like this. But yeah, it was right here. Mean reversion play, and flag, and went higher, kind of like this. No, not really like that, but anyways, you get the point. Then I tried to trade CACI, which was one of the top earners today. Again, I do not hate this trade. I got in here when it tests the EMAs. I think it was I got in on this candle, but my test was this candle here, and it didn't work. So I thought maybe I needed to go to the next EMAs, but I just wasn't watching it during this time, and plus it didn't really catch down here. So this trade I don't hate either, because I had my play in mind and it just didn't work, so I lost a little. The only plays I really hated so far was LULU and my lack of full analysis on coach. So far this day was still fine, but it wasn't until gold that kind of messed things up for me. And in all honesty, I really liked the trade in gold too. What I didn't like was my risks for this type of trade. So week off the open, again, pulled back and into EMA resistance. It was like this at the time I was watching. So right here, I started to develop a plan. I said I'm going to short 50% into this tail, and my stop is going to be above this wick. And there was also another play here where if this closed as an inside bar, then I would get short. I would get short below the breakout. So I was positioned up here and then I was gonna plan the position down there, and then boom. So I got in on a short, and I got in on the reshort down there. My problem was if I was wrong, and there's a chance to be wrong, then my risk for these shares down here is about $80. If you include the risk I had up here, which was about I think $60 or $70, I think 60 or something, and then that's two trades, but it's two big losses, and at this time I was ready. This was my last trade of the day, so I was already at the borderline of being done for the day, or taking this trade with that much risk and knowing that if I was wrong, then I'm done for the day. Really, because I'll get locked out of Lightspeed. And next candle happened, and it triggered my stop. I got a little slippage, but it happens, right? And then what do you know? Later on, same play, right? Inside bar break to the downside, and I couldn't take advantage of that. I mean, maybe I wouldn't have gotten the entire move, but I would have at least covered above this because of that inside bar there. So, I missed my chance because I was out of bullets. It didn't do much the rest of the day, but the trade itself, like I said, the trade itself, I don't mind that so much. It's just the amount I risked on it especially at the stage of the day that I was in. It just didn't make any sense. So overall, I guess I didn't really have that bad of a day in terms of the quality of my trades, I guess, or the reasons why I took the setup. I just needed to tighten up on my rules and my discipline and my share sizing, position sizing, and maybe have like a better give back rule or a stop trading rule for a specific ticker if I've been doing bad on it. Just a bunch of little things I need to tighten up. Well, thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.